Hello everyone, this is Candy, the 614 Stitcher, and today is Wednesday, May the 11th, 2022, and this is my Flosstube number 44. I would like to say hello and welcome to all of my new subscribers. I thank you very much for taking the time out of your schedule to view my videos to see if there is something that I can enable you with. And to all of my returning friends and subscribers, thank you so very much for all of the support, kindness that you have shown me, not just now, today, but for as long as I have been putting out these videos. I am so thankful that many of you shared your stories, concerns, with the topic of PTSD that I discussed last week, for the mental health moment that I put in. The best medicine for dealing with the issue of mental health is to make sure that you are getting help. There were two of the stories that I couldn't believe. I was saddened that there's so much hurt and pain in the world, or not in the world, in my friends. And it made me even more determined to continue Mental Health May, so that if someone doesn't know, they can know that there is help and support out there for them. So I thank you all so very much for being so supportive in this endeavor of mental health awareness. Thank you. So I have gonna give you a little bit of a life update right at the beginning. I had a wonderful Mother's Day, and I hope that you too, if you celebrate Mother's Day, had a great day. I do know that there are several people that Mother's Day is very difficult for. I know it from a firsthand experience. Let me say it that way. That the loss of your mother or the mother figure in your life can be very devastating, and even years later, you grieve the loss of your mother. And so please know that I am thinking of all of you that have shared your story or your the loss of your mother and what that has meant to you in your life. I am thankful to still have my mother alive, and so I did talk to her on Sunday. And two of my children that live here in the city took me out to brunch, and we had a wonderful time. My son knows a lot of restaurants around the city, and so he can always find one that I've not even heard of. So we went to a restaurant for brunch called the Walrus, um, and apparently they are known for their mimosas. And I can testify or validate that they do have very good mimosas. I stopped drinking on a regular basis. Let me say it that way. I stopped drinking on a regular basis years ago, and I did find out that my tolerance to alcohol is very low now. My daughter ordered a whole flask of mimosas, and I ended up drinking four of them, because once you get started, you're just like, oh yeah, and you're talking, and next thing you know, your glass is full, then your glass is full again. And it was funny because the way that I was sitting, I could see the bar, and I watched this woman making them, and she used a whole bottle of champagne and like enough orange juice to make it orange. Like there was hardly any orange juice in the mimosas. It was all mostly champagne, and so they were very good. Um, and I didn't even think like I should have did it before I went in, but I didn't have any idea that I wouldn't remember when I came out to take a picture of the um, restaurant front. Um, and then, and I'll have to insert a picture here. My son brought me a lavender tree, and he did that on Thursday. And then on Sunday, he gave me this beautiful necklace that was it's a crystal, and then it is hand put into the wiring is hand done around it, and it is very, very pretty. And it was great to spend some quality time, when you have young adults, maybe not so young adults. It's hard to get time to spend with them on a regular basis because they have their own lives and they're doing their own thing. And so it was good to be able to spend some time with them for a couple of hours on Sunday. So that was my Mother's Day, and I had a great, great day. So now what you're here for is the stitching. On Sunday, I had a finish. And if you follow me, I'm sorry, I'm reaching for my board. If you follow me on Instagram or on Facebook, you would have saw my finish. It was my first Blackbird finish, and it is the Auld Lang Syne stocking. And this is stitched on a 32 count. I'm sorry, it's not 32 count, it's 30 count. 30 count Weeks Dye Works Peoria Purple. And I use DMC 37.99 for the thread. It is stitched 2/2. And I think it is so cute. I can't wait to finish it. I may not finish it though, let me say it that way. But it is super cute and I really do enjoy it. So that is my finish for this week. I am so thankful that we decided to do the designer on a focus for this year. I would have, now I've only had that in this chart in my stash since my birthday, but I probably would have not stitched it as soon as I did, because when I think of Blackbird Designs, I think of huge samplers and all of that, and I am really not a sampler kind of person. They're beautiful, don't get me wrong. But finding different designers and different styles of what they design has really been a great process to go through this year with different designers. And so I'm so glad that it took off the way that it did in the Garon Zoom group, and everybody jumped in and for the most part are participating. It has been so wonderful to see all of the different projects and to participate because I probably, like I said, I probably would have never have stitched, not never, but it would have been a long while before I would have thought to stitch a Blackbird design, just because when you think about it, in my head, all I could see was big samplers, and that wasn't. But anyway, I'm going to move on from that topic. Okay, so now I did not have any new starts this week, and I do have some whips to share. So, in the monthly magazine challenge group, monthly magazine challenge group, yes. Like all of a sudden, my brain was like, "That's not right." The theme is music, and that is what I stitched Auld Lang Syne for. So the theme is completed for this month. Yay! And the other part of that is I chose 3 days to work on Auld Lang Syne, and I finished it in two. I'm saying days, but I should have said stitching sessions, because I work on the designer focus on the Garon Zoom group on Sundays. So it took 2 sessions for me to finish it. So I actually got a day back again because I only used 2 days, 2 sessions instead of 3. Okay, so the acrostic for this month is sound, Sound. So for the D, and I just had that too. What did I do with it? I am stitching, Lori Holt Stitch Card Set D. This picture is showing them all stitched separately. I am stitching mine all on one piece. So, sorry, I have my windows open because it's so nice outside, and I might have to rethink that for the next one. So here is a picture of where it was when I last worked on it. And here is where I am now. So as you can see, I did finish the B-skep block of it, and I will be working on this some more. So the way that it is, this is being stitched on a 14 count light blue Ada that was probably from the remnant basket at Keepsakes. And I'm using all of the called for DMC threads. So this block is the B-skept, and this block here will be the zinnia flower. And then the B will go in this block, and the watering can with the flower will go in this block. So when it ends up, when I end up finished stitching it, that is what it will look like. I have mostly, this past week, I stitched on this pattern on Friday. It's a nice Friday evening piece to work on. So that is my stitch card set D by Lori Holt. My next chart, my next whip is A Stitch for Sweet Freedom by Lindy Stitches. And here is a picture of where it was when I last worked on it. And here is where I am now. So I have finished all of the words this time. I worked on this on, it should have been Friday, but it ended up being Saturday because I couldn't work on it Friday night. So I finished all of the words. All the words are finished. I have another white section here on the flag. Oh no, I'm done with the flag, this part of the flag. Woo! So now I am coming back up here around to finish off the flag, and I will be starting the skirt. I have still to put in, there's 3 stars that go down here at the bottom, right here. But I'm gonna get working on this skirt next, because it is the largest part of it. After I fill in, I want to make sure I have all of this correct, so that when I do start the skirt, I can literally just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth on it. This is being stitched on a 16 count Ada Charles Craft that I dyed myself. And the threads that are being used is a color conversion that Miss Susan at Keepsakes and I came up with years ago. I love this piece. I am going to be adding more and more stitches to it, more and more time, so that I can have it completed by no later than June the 19th. Sorry, I'm putting it back in its slot. Now y'all hear the ice cream truck. Excuse me. The next whip that I worked on is a WIPGO call, and it was my WIPGO call number 8, and it is Winter Quaker by Rosewood Manor. And here is a picture of where it was when I last worked on it. And here it is now. So I had started this snowflake here, and I had a very small start. I had like 3 of these little motifs in, and now I have added, it is almost halfway completed. I have yesterday I worked on this for a number of hours yesterday, so I still have 4 more days that I need to put into Winter Quaker this month. So I'm hoping with the next stitching session that I will be able to complete that motif. And this also, I am stitching this on a 14 count Graceful Gray by Which Else, and the threads are a conversion that me and Miss Susan also came up with at the time when I started working on this. And I love it. One stitch at a time, one stitch at a time. My next whip is Temperature Butterfly by Stitching Mommy. And here's a picture of what my finished piece will look like. And again, I have not taken before and after pictures on this project. I am just stitching it along as I go. So I have not yet finished the April butterfly, but went ahead on and started putting in the outline for the May butterfly. So this weekend, hopefully I will be able to work on finishing up April and put more work into the May butterfly. This is being stitched on a 28 count Artemis by Bestitch Me, and I am using $37.99, which is called for by the Stitching Mommy, for the outlining and the veining, and I am using Sulky threads for all of the temperature coding. I am really needing to get this on track so that I am not just continually falling behind every month, it feels like, on it. So that's where we are on the temperature butterflies. And my last WIP for this week is my Stitch Each Day by Waxing Moon Designs. And here's a picture of where it was when I last showed it. And here is where I am now. I have consistently worked on this project 30 minutes every day before I start work, with the exception of this morning because I got up late. And so I will continue. I'm very upset with myself for one reason. I feel like I should have started in the middle so that it would be more, it wouldn't be so over to one side, because I only have an inch of margin there so that I can frame it. This will be framed once I get it completed. But, you know, you live and you learn. I have been filling in the threads, the color on the S. I still need to put in the bottom stitches and the stitches on the top. And then I am finished with this word and came down and started each. I still need to put in the leaves around the vine for the flowers. And I should be getting that done. I'm going to work on this while I'm waiting for my video to upload tonight, because I didn't get to stitch on it this morning. But stitching each day, and I was not, I was a little concerned about the colors, but they are coming along nicely. This is being stitched on a 28 count gray Lugana. Yes, gray Lugana, and I'm using the called for threads with the exception of the S. I am using Ocean by Weeks Dye Works. And it is an easy stitch. If however, I'm going to just stick to the 30 minutes a day. I have posted a few pictures to the hashtag mental health care Sal. So you can, if you were following me on Instagram, you can go to Instagram and see the progression of how it's coming along. I would like to thank Athena X Stitches Creates, Janet Jabber, Lynn X Stitches Creates. Did I say Athena X Stitches Creates? No, it's Athena X Stitches. I'm sorry, I lost my whole train of thought. Oh, Shelly of Proverbs 31:22. Those are the 4 ladies that I do know are participating in the mental health care Sal. And so I thank you all so very much for your participation. Hopefully next year, as more and more people become aware of it, they too will be participating with the hashtag and the stitching. I do know that the Sunshine Stitchers also are participating, and they will be putting their pictures on the hashtag also. So thank you, EJ, Sheila, and Gary, for so much support. I do appreciate it. I appreciate everyone's support with this endeavor, because one day we'll live without the stigma of having mental health issues, prayerfully. Okay, so those were all of my WIPs. And now I am going to discuss my plans. I'm going to move all of this back over. I'm thinking, so in July, there will be a week where I will be out of town and won't be able to film. And I'm thinking that I might do a video on how I organize my charts for the week and how I keep myself on track when it comes to my stitching. So you all can see all the stuff that goes on over here. So my plans for this upcoming week are I will be starting a new Blackbird design on Sunday, and it is Winter Carnation. And I will be starting that on this 30 count Weeks Dye Works linen in the color of platinum. And I still need to do a floss toss, which I didn't even think about that until just this minute. The called for colors are Gentle Arts, and I don't have hardly any Gentle Arts threads, so I'll be looking to see what the called for colors. They also have a DMC conversion in here, and so I'm going to be looking at that color and seeing if those are the colors I want to use for it. It only calls for 4 colors, so that should be pretty good. My next plan is tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be starting Be Nice by Primrose Cottage Stitches. I haven't stitched very many bee things at all, and I love bees. Like, I love bees. I plant flowers for bees to have, to pollinate. And so I want to get started on this. From the looks of other floss tubers that I've saw stitch this, it should be a pretty quick stitch, I'm praying. So that is my second plan for this upcoming week. I'm going to put more work in and try to finish I am going to finish the April butterfly before I see you again in a week. And I will also be working on Mouth of the Flower. And let me show you that chart. My son was over yesterday. He had stopped over, and I showed him this chart, and he was like, can you put that in the wheel for me? So this is Mouth of the Flower, and the artwork is by Octavio Ocampo, and I love it. I started this for Gary and Ronnie's wedding anniversary last year. And so I need to get some work in on it. It was my WIPGO call number 14 for this month. I did not put any, I didn't put a project in number 13. I learned that lesson last year. Because last year it was called, 13 was called in January. And boom, right out the gate, 3 projects. I was like over it at that point. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about mental health. I would like to encourage you to continue to watch your children with things changing in the world all the time. Children are the most vulnerable, and we as adults not on purpose, I'm sure, but we kind of turn a blind eye to what children see, hear, listen to, say, and it could be the telltale signs of a deeper issue with children. Um, if you notice behavioral issues in your child, don't just chalk it up to them being bad. Don't allow teachers to insist that there's something wrong with your child, that they have a behavioral issue, or that, they are just, you know, being disruptive in class. There is a reason why everything happens. Um, and oftentimes, children don't know how to express what they are feeling. And so they either shut down or they act out. Even if your child is shutting down, pay very close attention to that, because that is a sign of depression. If your child doesn't want to play, there's something going on there. If your child appears to be sad all the time, and oftentimes children don't want to really talk to their parents. I mean, even at like, children become conditioned to, I'm okay, because they watch us say, I'm okay. And they know that there's something wrong, even if we aren't verbalizing it to them. And so they also become, I'm okay, when they're truly not okay. So this week, I would ask that you take a good, as we approach summer and schools are letting out, um, hopefully, you have a good place to have daycare for your children, but watch for the signs that they are becoming emotionally detached, that they're not wanting to go out and play with friends that they used to play with, or I'm trying to think of other things. Like, my kids are all old now, so it's a little difficult for me to remember back that far. But there were signs even that I didn't recognize in my very own children, that now that they are adults, I wish I would have recognized. Um, my children all went to therapy when they were preteens, and I have. We're going to go into haul, and I have some great haul and stitchy kindness. Let me just say. So I was in a Athena had Stitching Goddess Designs had a giveaway, and I won these awesome flag floss rings, and I'm gonna take one of them off. So there you go. They have gold and purple flecks inside of them. They are beautiful. And so I was super happy that I won them. And thank you, Athena, for the lovely card. I really do appreciate you and your friendship. So that was my Stitchy Kindness winnings. Sorry, I'm putting this back on here because I don't want. Now that I've shared them on the channel, I can take them off of here and start using them. And then just today, I received Stitchy Kindness that nearly had me in tears. And I say that in a positive way. Um, I have friends that I have never met because of cross stitching that I hope to meet soon. Carolyn Zook and I will be working on Purple Rain starting on June the 7th. It is a Heaven and Earth design with prints. And last week on her video, she showed where she had 2 needle minders made. And so I sent her a message and was like, I need to know, how did you get the pictures? And she was like, you need to just hold your horses. And so today in the mail, I received his symbol for when he was going by the artist formerly known as. And then the other one. So if you watch Carolyn's, like, you've already seen these, but I couldn't believe it. They were in my mailbox. I went and checked my mail right before I started recording. And my mail people are strange. They'll bring, some days they'll bring the packages first and then the mail afterwards, and then other times they'll bring the mail first and the packages afterwards. So if I hadn't went and looked out the front door for just random nothing, no reason, I wouldn't even have known these was in there. But here is the second one, and they are awesome. And I can't even thank you so very much, Carolyn. She has been a dear friend to me, and is one of the reasons why I'm even doing a Flosstube. She and Robin have supported me from day one, and I so appreciate it. This is an awesome gift, and I can't even. So we will be starting Purple Rain. I am all prepared. I have the fabric. I have threads enough to get me. I have 99% of all of the threads due to another person who is just so supportive and awesome to me. And so I just appreciate all of you so very much. She sent me a beautiful card. I was like, okay, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. So that was my Stitchy kindness. And I also, oh shoot, I didn't put these on a board. I also received my Floss Fix for the month. And Floss Fix is Classic Colorworks, and it is a thread club through the Fat Quarter Shop. Look, I have to get myself together. I'm about ready to let the tears flow. Okay, so I'm going to try to hold this up and tell you. So the one right here is called Vanilla Custard. Then there is Onion Skin, Manor's Compass, Bunny Honey, that's this one, Country Lane, and Pebble Beach. And Pebble Beach actually does not look like it looks on this card. On the card, it looks more brown. The May Club is called Neutral Beige, so, but it is a much deeper color than what that card is showing. So, and again, I really enjoy being in this floss club. I'm not for sure if they still have openings. However, if you contact their customer service, if you would like to be in the Floss Fix Club, please contact their customer service and they can let you know. And it's funny because last week when I showed the Weeks Dye Works Club, I said that one came at the beginning of the month and another one came at the end of the month, but it was early this month, so, or at least that's the way that I feel, it was early. And my last piece of haul is my color and cotton fabric of the month. And this month it is called Patina. And you are not getting any of what it looks like for real. Nope. It is a grayish greenish with some grayish greenish with some reddish in it. It is very pretty. I don't know. I am filming a little earlier in the day than what I normally. There you go. Than what I normally do. And the sun is coming right into my window, so I'm not sure. But it is very, very pretty. Yeah, you can't even see. Like, there's a whole big patini looking reddish green right there. And you can't, coppery green. And you can't even tell. But, okay. So that is about all I have for this week. I hope that you are getting out and enjoying. We were at 85 today, and it was marvelous. Albert had me, so I was working as I usually am, and he just would not let it be. Like, he kept coming over to me and laying his head on my lap and nudging me and all this stuff. And I was like, okay. So I sent everybody on my team a message and was like, okay, Albert has to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. I let that dog out. He's basking in the sun, laying down on the patio, like, ah. I was like, I don't got time for you to sunbathe. You need to get on back in here so that I can get on back upstairs and get back to work. I mean, he that's how he is. He loves being in the sun and sunbathing and all the things, because being outside is the best thing for him ever. He just walks around sniffing everything. But today I was just too through with him trying to sunbathe in the middle of the morning while I got work to do. Craziness. But he's my baby. I love him. All right, then. Well, you all have a very good week. I hope you are getting or have the ability to get in your spring flowers and annuals planted. I have been doing some yard work on my lunch break, which has been great. Getting in my vitamin D that I need. That also helps with depression. If you are having a rough day, and the sunshine outside, go outside and stand in the sun and just soak it all up. It will help your day tremendously. Have a good week, everyone. I'll see you next week. Bye.